You might be surprised to learn that muscle loss after 60 isn't just a part of aging. It's often the result of one critical nutrient being in short supply. That quiet decline in strength, the slower walking pace, the rising difficulty in climbing stairs, all of it might be tied to something as simple and as powerful as a missing amino acid. Researchers have zeroed in on this key player in the fight against age-related muscle loss, known as sarcopenia. And here's the kicker. This one nutrient isn't some exotic compound. It's leucine, a branched-chain amino acid found in specific high-quality foods. According to multiple studies, getting enough leucine through diet can trigger muscle protein synthesis, even in older adults whose bodies don't respond to protein as efficiently as they used to. That's why in today's video, we're uncovering 3 powerful foods that are rich in leucine and perfect for seniors looking to rebuild muscle, and 3 foods you might want to steer clear of because they can either block that process or make things worse. And stay tuned, because one food often labeled healthy might actually be interfering with your body's ability to hang on to the muscle you still have. But first, a quick favor. If you're someone who values staying strong, mobile, and independent after 60, hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell so you never miss a tip. And if you've ever struggled to rebuild lost muscle, type yes in the comments. We see you and you're not alone. All right, let's get into the first food every senior should be embracing. Number 1 on our embrace list, eggs, the muscle starter you're overlooking. There's a reason eggs have been a staple in high-performance diets for decades. But for older adults, they're more than just convenient. They're one of the most efficient sources of leucine per calorie. Each large egg contains roughly 0.5 grams of leucine, and it's paired with high-quality, complete protein and healthy fats. But here's what makes eggs a standout: their bioavailability. That means the body can absorb and use the protein from eggs more easily than from many other sources. For seniors facing the natural decline in muscle-building efficiency, that's a big deal. Leucine works by triggering what's called the mTOR pathway. Basically, the switch that tells your body, hey, time to build some muscle. As we age, that switch gets harder to flip, but higher leucine intake helps override that sluggish response. For optimal benefit, consider pairing 2 eggs with a slice of whole grain toast and some spinach for breakfast. A powerful start to the day that fuels your muscle cells and keeps you moving. Up next, a food that packs nearly triple the leucine per bite. Number 2 on our embrace list, lean beef, the leucine-rich powerhouse. Now, while red meat gets a lot of criticism, and rightly so, in excess, it also offers some of the densest sources of muscle-preserving nutrition available. A 3-ounce serving of lean beef delivers over 2.5 grams of leucine, along with a hefty dose of vitamin B12, zinc, and iron, all of which support energy, muscle recovery, and red blood cell health. Why is that 2.5 gram number important? Because research shows older adults need about 2.5 to 3 grams of leucine per meal to stimulate muscle protein synthesis effectively. That's nearly double what younger adults need. Lean cuts like top sirloin or eye of round offer a great way to meet this goal without overloading on saturated fat. Grilled, stir-fried, or slow-cooked, however you prepare it, lean beef is an evidence-backed ally in the fight against sarcopenia. Of course, not everyone wants red meat every day. That's where our next pick comes in, a surprising option from the ocean. Number 3 on our embrace list, canned tuna, your shelf-stable secret weapon. Here's a no-fuss, high-impact food that deserves a regular place in your pantry. Just 1 standard can of tuna in water provides over 2 grams of leucine and a whopping 30 to 35 grams of complete protein. And it does all this with virtually no carbs, very little fat, and lots of omega-3s that help fight inflammation, a factor in muscle breakdown. Seniors often battle appetite issues or trouble with meal prep. Canned tuna solves both. It's easy, affordable, and can be turned into a salad, sandwich, or pasta dish in minutes. Add a squeeze of lemon and a drizzle of olive oil for flavor and absorption support. Pro tip: pair it with some Greek yogurt or beans to enhance the amino acid profile even further. This is muscle maintenance made simple. Now let's pivot and talk about 3 common foods that can derail your muscle building goals after 60. These aren't just unhealthy, they actively interfere with your body's ability to retain lean mass. First on our caution list, sugary breakfast cereals, the sneaky muscle robbers. You've seen the commercials: whole grain, fortified with vitamins, part of a balanced breakfast. But many popular breakfast cereals targeted at older adults are loaded with added sugars and contain very little actual protein, let alone leucine. Why is that a problem? Excess sugar causes blood sugar spikes, which trigger insulin surges and inflammation, both of which can accelerate muscle breakdown, especially if they're not offset by adequate protein intake. And high-carb meals without protein first thing in the morning, they send your body into fat-storing, not muscle-building mode. Instead, opt for protein-forward breakfasts, like the eggs we mentioned earlier, or pair lower-sugar cereals with high-protein milk alternatives or a side of Greek yogurt. Up next, a food marketed as a healthy fat that may be doing more harm than good. Second on our caution list, vegetable oils, the inflammation igniters. Yes, you heard that right. While certain fats are vital for health, the wrong kind of fats, especially those found in many common vegetable oils like soybean, corn, or sunflower oil, can work against your muscle goals. These oils are extremely high in omega-6 fatty acids, which in large amounts promote chronic inflammation, and inflammation is a major contributor to muscle protein breakdown and reduced recovery after physical activity. When inflammation is up, your body struggles to hold on to lean mass, even if your protein intake is decent. Most processed foods, from salad dressings to fried snacks, are made with these oils. So even if you're not pouring them directly into your skillet, you're likely consuming them unknowingly. Instead, switch to extra virgin olive oil or avocado oil, which offer heart-healthy fats and anti-inflammatory properties. These alternatives not only protect your joints and heart, they also support muscle retention by keeping inflammation in check. And now let's look at a food that may surprise you, especially if you've been told it's healthy. Third on our caution list, Bran muffins, the fiber trap that fails your muscles. Bran muffins, often found at cafes or in the healthy snack aisle, are marketed as being high in fiber and great for digestion. But for seniors focused on muscle strength, they're often a nutritional trap. Most commercially made bran muffins are high in refined flour, added sugars, and cheap oils, with little to no protein or leucine to support muscle tissue. Even homemade versions tend to focus on fiber over balance, leading to a carb-heavy snack that spikes insulin without supplying the muscle-building fuel your body truly needs. Now, fiber is important, no doubt, but it needs to be part of a well-rounded meal that includes adequate protein and healthy fat. Instead of grabbing a bran muffin, reach for a slice of whole grain toast with almond butter and cottage cheese, or a high-protein smoothie with added flax seeds. You'll still get the fiber, but with nutrients that work for your muscles, not against them. And now it's time to reveal what might be the most surprising truth in this entire video, especially for those who've been told this food is clean and safe. Here's something surprising. Plain skinless chicken breast, despite being a lean protein, doesn't actually contain enough leucine on its own to trigger muscle building in older adults. Yes, it's packed with protein, but a standard 3-ounce serving only gives you about 1.4 grams of leucine, far below the 2.5 to 3 gram threshold needed by most adults over 60 to stimulate muscle protein synthesis. That means if you're relying only on grilled chicken breast as your healthy protein, you might be underfeeding your muscles without realizing it. To make it work, you'd need to either increase the portion significantly, closer to 6 ounces, or combine it with other leucine-rich foods like eggs, dairy, or legumes in the same meal. The lesson here? It's not just about how much protein you eat, but what kind and how much leucine it delivers. So next time you meal prep, don't just think lean meat. Think leucine-powered combinations. Let's tie it all together with some clarity and encouragement. Here's the bottom line. Sarcopenia is not inevitable. Losing strength and muscle as you age is common, but that doesn't mean it's unstoppable. And one of the most powerful weapons against it is sitting on your plate. By focusing on foods rich in leucine, like eggs, lean beef, and tuna, you can signal your body to keep building muscle, even into your 70s, 80s, and beyond. But it's equally important to avoid foods that work against you, those that trigger inflammation, spike insulin, or fill you up without feeding your strength. Knowledge really is power, and making even a few smart swaps in your daily meals can help you stay active, maintain independence, and feel confident in your body again. You've got this. You are not at the mercy of time. With the right food choices, you're stronger than you think. What's one food from today's list you're going to add or avoid starting this week? Share it in the comments below. I read every single one. If you learned something valuable today, give this video a like, share it with someone you care about, and don't forget to subscribe for more strength-building tips every week. Until next time, stay strong, stay curious, and stay vibrant. This is Stronger After 60, and your next chapter is just getting started. Part 1. Recap. Let's reinforce the embrace foods. Before we move forward, let's briefly reinforce the core message behind our 3 muscle-loving, leucine-rich foods. This isn't about jumping on a diet trend or overhauling your lifestyle overnight. It's about making strategic, senior-smart adjustments that deliver real physiological change, right down to the level of your muscle cells. You now know that eggs offer bioavailable, complete protein in an easy-to-prepare form. Lean beef hits the leucine trigger dose most efficiently, making it a muscle-preserving powerhouse. Canned tuna offers convenience, lean protein, omega-3s, and a fast path to hitting that crucial leucine threshold. Each of these can be rotated through your weekly meals for variety and balance. And remember, consistent intake across 3 daily meals matters more than just one big protein-heavy dinner. Now let's build out how seniors can practically implement these food changes without stress, confusion, or bland repetition. Muscle-building meal planning tips for seniors. You don't need to eat like a bodybuilder to support muscle health, but you do need to be consistent, and you do need to hit your daily leucine threshold across your meals. For older adults, that means aiming for 2.5 to 3 grams of leucine per meal, ideally spaced out across breakfast, lunch, and dinner. This usually translates to 25 to 35 grams of high-quality protein per meal from whole food sources. Here's a quick framework to help you get there. Breakfast options: 2 eggs plus Greek yogurt, plus 1 slice of whole grain toast, cottage cheese with fruit, plus flaxseed, plus boiled egg, protein smoothie with whey or pea protein, banana, and almond butter. Lunch options: tuna salad with leafy greens, beans, and vinaigrette, lean beef taco bowl with brown rice and avocado, grilled chicken breast, 6 days, with roasted vegetables and quinoa. Dinner options: stir-fried tofu with edamame and brown rice, baked salmon with steamed broccoli and sweet potato, ground turkey skillet with lentils and garlic. No need to count every gram, but do prioritize protein first and build the rest of your plate around it. That small shift can profoundly change your strength outcomes over the coming months. You've probably heard that use it or lose it applies to muscle, and it's absolutely true. But here's the exciting part. Leucine enhances the effectiveness of resistance training in seniors, even if that training is minimal. That means even light strength work, like resistance bands, dumbbells, or bodyweight squats, paired with a leucine-rich meal, can dramatically increase the amount of muscle protein synthesis that occurs afterward. It's like pouring fuel onto a spark. The movement primes the body to rebuild, and leucine delivers the raw materials. If you're just getting started, begin with 2 strength sessions per week using light resistance. Focus on large muscle groups, legs, core, and back. Follow your session with a protein meal within 60 minutes. You don't need long workouts. Just 10-20 minutes, consistently applied, can change everything when combined with smart nutrition. Let's dispel this myth once and for all. You are never too old to regain muscle. Yes, your body may respond more slowly. Yes, it may take more protein and effort than when you were 30, but the potential is still there. Studies have shown that even people in their 80s and 90s can increase muscle mass and strength when given adequate protein, leucine, and resistance activity. The difference isn't age, it's strategy. And that strategy starts with knowledge and the right food choices. So if you've ever felt discouraged or written off your muscle goals as too late, I'm here to tell you, science says otherwise. Your body wants to rebuild. It just needs the proper materials and a nudge in the right direction. While leucine-rich foods are beneficial for most seniors, it's essential to factor in your personal health profile. If you have kidney disease, consult your doctor about protein intake. Heart disease, choose leaner cuts and lower sodium versions of proteins. Diabetes, pair proteins with fiber-rich carbs to manage blood sugar. This isn't about one size fits all. It's about personalization. The information here is a guide. Always use it as a springboard for discussing your health goals with a trusted provider. The mental side of strength. Confidence comes with action. Muscle isn't just about how you look. It's deeply tied to how you feel. Strength supports independence, posture, balance, and even cognitive health. There's emerging evidence that muscle mass is associated with reduced risk of dementia and depression in older adults. Why? Because strength supports mobility, autonomy, and vitality. And when you can move freely, you feel free mentally too. So every leucine-packed meal isn't just feeding your muscles, it's reinforcing your identity as someone who is strong, capable, and aging with intention.